Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in, appreciate it. I hope everyone's doing well. Shout out to all the subscribers and gratitude to anyone new. Jai Opetaia in a recent interview has stated that he's back with his dad.
No, I'm looking forward to getting back to my skills. You know what I mean? Lately, we've been really power punching and trying to hurt people, but now I'm back with my old man. You know, I've changed coaches. We're going back to the fundamentals and the things that got us here.
His dad's training him, and he alluded to the fact that they were going to basically get back to the fundamentals and box a bit more. He mentioned his dad was very critical.
He's up there with me when it comes to being my worst critic, you know what I mean? Like, he's very disciplined with me, you know, like everyone be patting me on the back after even my last fight against Breedis, everyone was like, good stuff, blah, 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 you done well, you boxed well at the start. First thing he said come out of his mouth as soon as I seen him, he goes, that was shit, that was shit, that was boring.
And basically, which is an ironic statement really, saying that, he thought it was rubbish and he was boring. But, the irony being that if you are going to box a little bit more, that in itself, if you're boxing properly and purely and hitting and not getting hit, that can be perceived as being boring. So be very interested on how the approach is going to be against Massey. I just made a breakdown of that. I'll leave the link up here. Thanks to anybody that watched that. But I made that video before I saw this video, but my thoughts don't change. I still think it's going to go 12 rounds, and I think Massey's defense and craftiness might see him through, but this might reinforce that if Opetaia is going to be a bit more patient and a bit more calculated. Personally, I think what his dad has maybe seen is the getting hit with the massive shots, and obviously Breidis is a quality operator, and he got hit with the same massive uppercut that broke his jaw, and really that could have ended a lot of fighters' career, let alone the fight. It was such a massive shot, and Opetaia took it really well and came back really well. But obviously you don't really want to be taking too much punishment if you can avoid it. Now obviously getting avoided by an elite fighter is virtually impossible, but when he got hit with the same punch again, and maybe coming a little bit overzealous and maybe focusing a bit too much on power, he's instinctually a very aggressive, powerful guy, which is why I love watching him fight, because he's like a wild animal, but I think he does have the boxing skills, he does have the Olympic pedigree and the know-how. And I was watching Daniel Russell fight earlier, the Daniel Russell fight, that was back in 2019, just to see, what he was saying, going back to, I guess his dad trained him when he was younger, so I don't know who trained him in that Russell fight, but he was definitely a little bit more poised.
He's following now, Opetaia, closing in and going to the body with his power shot. He gets through here, the world title fight against Breidis should be around March. Opetaia would have liked that.
That was brilliant, short, sharp, and straight to the point of the chin.
There it is again.
Still coming forward on the front foot, but a bit more patient. Perhaps that's because the threat wasn't quite there, the level of fighter he's fighting as opposed to Breidis. But, it was a very calm, calculated, systematic, 3-round beatdown. But, I wonder if he's going to just be a bit calmer, think a little bit more, use your IQ, because when you get to this stage, longevity in boxing, IQ is your best friend. It really is, because he's got the skills to do this. That's the thing. He doesn't necessarily need to go gung-ho. He can be very thoughtful when he's going to fight the unification fights when they come. I think having a good boxing game plan is probably better off. Not to say he can't win the fight both ways, he probably can, but you want to probably endure less, I don't want to say punishment, maybe just less big punches, and just stay out of trouble, out of harm's way, control the fight with your skills, with your footwork. He's got superb footwork. He's got great counter punching ability with that right hook. He can lead with creativity, that bounce, that pendulum step, springing in with his ballerina type footwork and that backhand where he gets his foot on the outside of the opponent, lining up that backhand. He can shoot unorthodox combinations. I made a film study about him, I want to say over a year ago now. Maybe I'll do another one just to revamp it. But you know, he's a tremendous fighter, but it wouldn't hurt to approach the fight with a bit more thought and care and patience. And that boxing his dad spoke of may be just that. Or is it a red herring when they're going to come in and attack Massey and just, probably not, but it'd be intriguing to see how the fight goes now, because Massey's a crafty little boxer himself, and he's very defensively aware, keeps his concentration high. So I still picture Massey being on the back foot and Opetaia, you know, using his skill set and his power and his ability to slowly, you know, close the distance. But will he just be a bit calmer and a bit more thoughtful on the way in? Because, you know, how he did get caught against Bradis both times, he was just kind of in the mid-range and just like went to attack and was just probably only thinking about power, or only thinking about, you know, really attacking his opponent. And when you're boxing, you've got to develop that mind to think 2, 3, 4, 5 things, you know, defensive responsibility, or how are you going to get in, moving your head a bit more. He's got beautiful, you know, body movement really when he does it. It's just, you know, if they're going to reinforce that from boxing, it'd be great to see. It'd be make him an even better fighter. But yeah, just a quick video, just very exciting for these next couple of weeks. We've got a ton of fights coming up. So shout out to all the subscribers. And I wanted to thank anybody. We're up to 5,000 subscribers now. I've been meaning to make a separate video or say it at the beginning of the video, because I've had a lot going on in the last couple of weeks, and I kind of forgot to mention it. But just want to say thank you to anybody that is watching now, or anybody that's subscribed. Appreciate it. I'll say this in other videos too. We've got the Better BFB ball breakdown coming very soon, and a ton of other stuff. You know, I'm kind of all over the place. So welcome along anybody new. Appreciate it. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it from here, and if you are new, hit the subscribe button. For now, I'm out of here. Boxing on the edge.
So shadowboxing, it's like the best tool you can have. Whether you're a complete beginner or a seasoned pro, you can learn and practice anything shadowboxing. You can do it just about anywhere. It's completely free, and the benefits are massive. If you've just started boxing and you're wondering how to shadowbox, just take it easy. You know, don't have to throw a million punches. You don't even have to move your feet too much. Just throw the basic punches. Jab, 1, 2. Keep your hands on your chin, bring them right back to your chin. Get used to the rhythm, your footwork. Whatever direction you're going in, that foot goes that way, the other foot follows it, and you end up in the same position. A really important thing to remember is don't go too fast, right? Don't go with too much power either. It's going to compromise your technique, and it's going to create inconsistencies, all right? Get a good consistency with the percentage of energy you're putting into the punches, right? You're better off getting a good, straight, cleaner punch at a slower pace than a speedy power shot, 1 or 2 every 10.